What's up, guys? Anthony Monetti. Welcome to day 3. We're going to do a little burn session today. Mobility foam roll. Again, dynamic warm-up. I'll go over some different foam rolling techniques, but really simple stuff. I've already put a video out there for you guys, but I'll do it again today for this workout specifically. Walkouts, plank, and glute bridge. All three exercises in which you've already done this week so far, but we're going to revisit them. Practice makes perfection. No, practice makes progress. Here we go. Work period is going to be on the indoor rower. So we're going to do 4 rounds, 4 sets, so to speak. Your first one's going to be 500 meters at 50 to 60% max effort. What I mean by that is if one was on a scale of 1 to 10. If 1 was, I can do this forever, it's not really, tiring, and I feel very invigorated, and I can keep on going like this rate forever, right? So it's all different for everybody. Whereas a 10 would be a sprint, all out, max effort. So 1 through 10, if you're looking at that as a scale, we're looking about half of that, 50 to 60% max effort, 500 meters. And then you're going to take a 1-minute rest, and then we're going to do 400 meters, a little bit higher intensity, 60 to 70% max effort with 45 seconds of rest. And then we're going to do 300 meters, 70 to 80% max effort with 45 seconds of rest. And then you're going to finish up with one more 200-meter row at 80 to 90% max effort. And that's going to be it. So you don't really need a rest here, but you're gonna obviously take a little rest because the finisher is just going to be a cool down, right? We're going to do a little foam rolling again. We're going to do some pigeon stretching for your lower body, hips, and glutes, and then we're going to do an upper body band shoulder distraction. So this is your burn session, day 3. Believe in yourself, trust the process, practice patience. Foam rolling, guys. Just gonna do a few minutes of it. Gonna get the glutes. You can go right into it. Again, the more you do these things, the better you'll get at them, obviously, but also you'll know where to put your efforts. So we're doing full body today, especially if you're sore from day 1 or day 2. You just know exactly where to go. I always go to my glutes first, and then I'll hit my IT band up quickly, just 1 or 2 rolls all the way down my IT band, just to get some blood flow, use it as a warm-up. I also use this time to get my head right, to get my mind right, ready for the workout. So it takes a few minutes, helps me deal with a little bit of pain before the workout. I mean pain in a good way, because foam rolling could be a little bit uncomfortable at times. So it gets my mind right, gets the blood flowing. Do a quick little overview here. Hip flexors always seem to be tight, especially if you're a desk jockey and you sit down behind the desk for a lot of the day. You can never really do enough of that foam rolling on the hip flexor area. Quads. One more for you guys today, add into your list. We're going to do a little calf foam rolling. So I usually start with both feet on the foam roller. I also get a little bit of ab work because I'm pressing my hands into the floor, hips are off the floor, and I'm just rolling up and down my calves, pointing my toes inward, trying to get the inside of the calf, and then outward, getting the outside of the calf. I'll do a few rolls with both feet, then cross one leg over, then get that one side at a time. Same thing, rotate your hips a little bit outward to get the outside of the calf, then the inside. Do a few rolls of that, and then right in the beefy part of your calf, the thick part of your calf, just below your knee, on the back side of your knee, you rotate left and right. just to really get that meaty part of the calf kind of loosened up. Find out if you have any knots or any kind of, you know, speed bumps, so to speak, in the muscle, and you know the deal, right? Just kind of putting pressure on those hot spots to get them loosened up a little bit. Switch sides. Again, we're going to revisit the foam roller today for our cool down, but today I just want to start with it as well. And just because I like doing it, we'll get that upper back. Feels so good. Next up, guys, a little banded overhead shoulder distraction. Loop that band up. Push your hand through, wrap it around, turn around and face away from the wall or pole or rig, whatever you got going on. Squeeze the glutes, tuck the pelvis underneath, let that band pull you back. Try to keep that arm straight, rotate the pinkies in towards the head. Keep that arm close to your head as well. Try not to let that shoulder lift up. Keep the shoulder blade down and back, and just embrace the stretch. Rib cage down, and then go into that pitcher stretch here. Get those pecs loosened up. Shoulder, delts, bicep. Rotate that shoulder. Turn the head. Seconds. The more you do this, guys, the less time you'll have to spend on each position, right? One more I'm going to add to the list. We're going to do a lat stretch here. While that band's up there, you might as well take advantage of it. So just turn around, face the rig now. Let that band pull you in. Push your hips back. And then just play around in here. Find the funk, right? Rotate that shoulder down, back. Push your hips left and right. Really, it's trying to open up that chest, that upper back area, and also get that lat stretched out. From this position, after you spend a few minutes here, or a few seconds I should say, you can go into this overhead position here this way. So turn around, face away, face the side, and let that band pull your arm over your head. Sit the butt back. It's really like a self-discovery phase. Trying to figure out where your body needs it the most. You may notice one side is more tight than the other. That's natural, it's fine. But your job is to just get as mobile as possible, really. Pay attention to it, but don't obsess about your tightness. Speaking from personal experience, I used to be obsessed with stuff. Turn around, flip away, get that lat. Those hips down and back. Oh yeah. All right, guys. Next up is an exercise called a walkout. So we're looking to open up our hamstrings, stretch out our hamstrings. Also, we're going to get some more upper body stretching and strengthening. So simple, fold over at your waist, trying to get your legs, kind of keep your legs straight, getting that good hamstring stretch, and then drop your hands to the ground. If you need to bend your knees at first, that's fine. It's just saying that you got tight hamstrings and maybe your hips are a little bit too tight. But try to work on keeping those legs straight, fold over at your waist, and then take small little steps all the way out to a high plank position. Hold this for a second, establish some balance, and then you can walk yourself back up. Think about folding back up at the hips. Fold over, walk yourself out, high plank, and fold back up. Walkouts. Next up, guys, plank. Plank's not only going to work your core, but it's also going to work your shoulders and your glutes and your hips and all that fun stuff. So a good plank position is having your elbows back so they're almost under your shoulders. Middle of your forearms actually should be under your shoulders. Squeeze your glutes, keep that trunk nice and tight. Make sure you're pressing your hands into the floor. Make sure the upper back is engaged. And as you're sitting here, you're just concentrating on your position, but also your breathing. You want to hold your position, but not your breath. So squeezing your glutes, pressing your hands into the floor firmly, and you're holding here. Good solid trunk position. Next up, glute bridge. Lie flat on your back. Okay, think about tucking this underneath. That's going to flatten your lower back. It's going to help engage your core, your trunk. From that position, right? So first is tucking underneath, flatten that lower back, make sure that core is nice and tight. And from this position, you're going to press your hips all the way up as far as you can go. Squeeze your glutes, and then come back down. Reset, tuck the butt underneath, flatten that lower back, and then bridge all the way up, squeezing the glutes. Back down, reset, tuck. All right, guys, let's get busy. Little work. This is our work period today. Indoor rower is a great functional full body cardio piece of equipment. It is great for obviously endurance. It's also great for learning how to use your body efficiently, right? So first things first, this is control the resistance of that air that you're pulling, right? So it's going to make it more difficult the higher up you go. So just pay attention to that, especially if you're new to the indoor rower. You want to make sure that that isn't so difficult on the as far as intensity goes, as far as the resistance goes. So keep it about 7 or 8. Second, these little feet are adjustable, right? Everybody has different size feet. So you want to make sure that this plate is adjusted. So when you stick your foot in here, the top of your foot is level with this thing here. I can probably go down one more. Perfect, right? So my foot's nice and square in there. And then once you're in, lock those feet in, now you're good to go. Okay, so a few technique things you should pay attention to. Your knees are extending, and then your arms are pulling back. Okay, so it's hip, and then your arms, your upper body. Okay, pulling that handle right below your breastbone. Don't start pulling the handle until your hands get past your knees. So knees here. Good strong posture. On the way back, think about arms, hips, knees. extending your hips and then pulling your arms back. Maintain a good, strong, solid posture. And really take advantage of your lower body and your upper body. Good stuff. All right, guys, a little cool down for you. After your foam rolling, we're gonna just do some pigeon stretching, which is gonna help open up the hips, help loosen up the glutes a little bit, and just nice and cooled out for your cool down. So how I get into it, I do a little fold over at my waist, take my time, walk my hands out to a high plank position, lift one leg up, open it up, and then bring that knee in and rotate the hip outward, and then sit back into a nice pigeon stretch. Ideally, it's gonna be really difficult, especially if you're a little tight in the hips, but ideally you want a 90-degree angle from your ankle to your knee to your hip. If you have to adjust it, that's fine. This back leg, you can keep on crawling it out to really get that stretch. And then chill out. If you're feeling froggy and you want to fold over at the waist, if you can keep a flat back, you can fold over and kind of keep this position and let that settle in to your glutes, hips, lower back even. You should do about 30 seconds each side for a couple rotations. If you need more, stay here longer. But at very minimal, I'll do 30 seconds each side. Once that 30 seconds is up, I come back to a plank position, go into a downward dog, other leg up and around, open up that side body, and then bring the knee in, rotate outward, and then rinse and repeat. Walk that back leg as far back as you can. If you need to adjust that front foot, go for it. Start with your torso upright. Feel around, and if you're feeling it, you can fold over at your waist and really let that stretch happen in your glutes, lower back. Make sure you're breathing throughout. And once that 30 seconds is up, readjust, hands back down, get a nice downward dog. You can pedal your feet, and then walk yourself back up to a fold, and then roll up one vertebrae at a time, nice and easy. Pull the shoulder blades back. Pigeon stretch.